has to be gratifying as a coach.
Thank you. It is pretty gratifying. The girls have put in a lot of effort. We continue to focus on the things that matter. Each year we have a theme verse, and our verse this year is about love, and we've talked a lot about what it means to be a family and kind of just doing everything together, obviously, to give God glory. But as a coach, it is gratifying, but it's really nothing that I've done. It's all the girls. And obviously as a team, we continue to give God glory. But one of the best things about it is we're winning.
Did you see this coming together even in the preseason?
Yeah, like I said, the girls put in a ton of time this summer. We were able to go to UNK for a team camp, and we're playing really well there. Gaining confidence. We're doing a much better job of understanding our roles as players. From the left side, obviously, with our defensive presence, to blockers, and just overall having a better understanding that it takes a full team. You obviously can't win with one player, but more than that, you're going to have to work hard to do it. And I think we're having a better grasp on that. There is some areas that we're continuing to struggle at, but pieces are starting to be put together, and eventually we're going to just continue to keep working.
Well, as you come to this area, I mean, it's nothing like, coming in and just starting over. You come into a volleyball hotbed. Central Nebraska has had some great volleyball teams and continues to have great volleyball in this area. So, the girls have been exposed at times, but I know that there's times, too, that kind of go, well, I wish we could do that. Well, now it looks like they're starting to.
They are starting to, and it is a process, and I think that they understand that, too. Being 9-16 is what we are now, and I think that once we got to that number 9, the pressure was released. Well, actually, it was more like number 7. I think that the girls, as the team, we have a lot of individual goals as a team. We talk about kind of like our goals for the season, and obviously breaking the record was one of the goals. But it's nice to see things coming together, but through a more thorough job from our defense. And, I tell the girls that, volleyball is a game of basically runs, and we have to figure out how to put a couple runs together to be able to put teams away. One of the big things that we've started to focus on overall, though, is, like I've said maybe 20 times already, is our defense. And that's something that, as playing at the level that we're playing, we're going to be able to put balls down, but we got to be able to pop balls up and move our feet and work on just overall footwork.
What do you think is the biggest gain that you've seen defensively? Is it the block, or is it recovering loose balls, or getting to stuff that maybe headed for a corner and all of a sudden, maybe in the past, the player says, I can't get there. Now all of a sudden they're there and they're making a play on it. What do you think is the biggest area of improvement?
Well, in the exception of last night from the previous 6 games from that, I would say that we're learning how to play all out is kind of what we talk about. The angles we're getting a lot better at. Our blocker timing, again, aside from last night, was and has been a lot better. We're working better on how to set a block. As far as like the timing, if a hitter's hitting closer to basically what we call the tape of the net, versus if it's a higher set. We're starting to read slides as our front row players. Bethany Hallman's done a great job for us this year, and continues to do a great job with Jordan Barnett backing us up in the back row, and just with a lot of our serving presence too. I mean, we're basically just trying to put together a full game in all realisticness. As far as just our confidence overall, we are pretty young still. If you look at our actual numbers of girls that see playing time, as well as kind of the ones that are doing really, really well. We got Sydney Schmidt. She's only a sophomore, and Claire Hegel. She's our other setter. So we have a really decently young squad. And so learning just basically what we're trying to put together as a program, I think will be to our benefit for years to come. But this year, as far as this year is going, I continue as a coach to see a lot of progress. We're usually taking 2 or 3 steps forward. Sometimes we take 1 step back, but the difference between this year versus last year is we're learning from it, and we want to make change. And I can tell you every day that the girls want to make change. So
with the postseason now just days away, whereas you need to find a way to, put these pieces together to continue going, how deep do you see the possibilities of going with this young group of girls?
We have our expectations always pretty high. The biggest thing is we play again on Tuesday. We get another chance at Silver Lake. I know that the girls are getting geared up for that already. Practice went really well today, just with getting prepared to obviously go into the postseason at the same time finishing the season. That's one of the things that we still have 3 games left. That doesn't seem like a lot, but these next 3 games are going to be a big hump for us as far as what we can put together. Again, reflecting upon last night's play, the girls came into practice much more fired up than I was honestly expecting, which was awesome to see, just because of the fact that last night was a little disheartening for us as a team and as a program. But our game against Nebraska Christian, we've just played our hearts out, and we're learning how to play with our hearts and giving absolutely everything we have, not only in the front row, but in the back row, and encouraging each other and coming to the middle and doing all those little things that in the end are going to count. In our sub-district, we have a couple different teams. We have Red Cloud. We do want another chance at them. We've lost to them a couple times this year, and we weren't playing our best volleyball against them. We weren't playing with determination and, those words that you're looking for. So I'm excited to see what we have in sub-districts. We are ranked number 2 in sub-district, right under Red Cloud. So we're above Harvard and Shelton. That's who's in our sub-district. So I'm very optimistic. I really think that if we come ready to play, as the old saying would go, Cinderella time.
Well, a couple of good plays here and there, and all of a sudden the record numbers continue to grow. So congratulations. This has to feel good. It's a little bit of a breakthrough, but it's also hopefully building a foundation for the future.
You betcha. And I couldn't agree more. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thanks for coming over to visit.
Thank you so much.
Catherine Langrehr, the head volleyball coach for the Red Hornets. The football teams are back out on the field. We'll be back with the second half when we return in just a moment.
Arby's.